Voice of Immigrant. I have a very special person here today, and his name is Wilson. Wilson, thank you for taking the time to come. How are you today?
I'm good, Odelia. It's a pleasure to come with you here.
All right, thank you. Are you stressed at all?
Excuse me?
Are you stressed at all?
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're tuning in for the Voice of Immigrant, and it is every other Friday at 6:30. So I hope you guys are all listening. So before we start, Wilson, can you maybe introduce yourself, share a little bit about yourself before we dive deep?
Sure. So my name is Wilson Massino. I'm originally from Haiti, where I spent mostly half of my life before I moved to the US. So there I did some studies in theology and computer science
Wow.
and intercultural studies. Did some graduate study there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I work at the U of M, where I manage a program for giving computers to immigrants, refugees, and low-income people.
Mm-hmm.
And there also we teach them how to use the computer, how to get some basic skills they can use to find a job or do anything else they want with the computer. So
Wow. So it feels like you have done a lot and you're still doing a lot. That is amazing.
yeah, thank
So
you.
how did you get into, studying, computer, you say computer engineering or something like that? Is it something that you always loved doing?
Since I was a kid, I always tried to do something with my hands back home.
Yeah.
So we always tried to fix something. My dad was always fixing stuff. I said, okay, that's something I could do. So,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So you said you have been here for quite some times. So I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite food that you still eat, even though you're here, that you make yourself?
Rice and beans, you got to
Rice
have
and-
it.
What is your second thing besides rice and beans?
It's diverse. So pizza,
Okay.
I used to work for Domino's Pizza, actually. I used to manage a store. So and I had my own. I
That's
used to make my
amazing.
own
It's
pizza.
not
So
everyone
that's
who
fine.
likes pizza. I like to make my own pizza for
I'll
some
teach you.
reason. Yes. I don't know. I feel like the other pizza out there are a bit boring. So I don't know.
True.
But that's just me. Okay. So thank you for sharing, a little bit about yourself. But my next question is, if you had to describe your immigrant journey in 3 words, what will it be?
Maybe opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
change,
Mm-hmm.
adaptation.
Wow, that's nice. That's really nice. Would you say that you were able to adapt quickly when you move, or was it a little bit of a challenge for you?
It was a challenge. First, language.
Yeah, yeah.
So language barrier. So I didn't speak any English. So it takes time to learn the language. And the older you are, and the harder it is to learn another language. So it takes time for me to connect the dots in there and then adapt.
Wow. Okay. So you said opportunities, you say adaptation, and what else?
And then change.
And change. Okay. I know sometimes I'm not gonna say you're old. I'm not gonna say that, but I believe that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the more you get older, the more it's difficult for you to accept change. Yes or no?
Yes. The thing is, you get habits from getting older and older. Things you used to do, things you used to have, things you used to do on your way. And then sometimes change is difficult to leave those bad habits or good habits behind and embrace the change.
Yes. I will usually tell my grandpa sometimes, I'm like, can't you change a little bit? He's like, no, I'm too old for that anyway. And he's like, he's 86 something. So he's like, nope, It's too late for me. I'm like, okay.
This ship has sailed.
Yeah. That's true. The ship has sailed. I have another question for you. What part of the Asian culture or identity do you feel most proud of carrying with you wherever you go?
Oh, music. I carry that with me all the time. I got to have my compa, which is the man.
I was telling Sam, I was like, you guys even you say compa, right? Is it what we say zouk?
Zouk is more Antillean, like French Guiana or the part of the
Because I
Caribbean.
was telling him, you guys put zouk in everything, even Christian. There is zouk for that. I was like, wow.
That's right.
So music is like really something that you still listen to, that you're really proud to share.
Yes,
people.
I play that in any settings here.
Wow, that's like really amazing. Wow, that's really nice. So we talk about food and the music and all that. That's really amazing. But we're gonna dive deep into your book, which I'm really interested about. Okay, and what is it called again?
The Burden of Religion in Haiti, a call for revolution.
Oh, The Burden of Religion in Haiti, a call for resolution. First of all, how did you even came about wanting to write that book?
So I'm taking some classes at seminary, and I have a professor. He actually was from the UK, but he was his parents were from Ghana. And he had us write some papers, and one of the papers is about African traditional religion. So the class he was teaching was about African traditional religion. So in that paper, I use it as a launchpad for my book because it challenged me with some African authors that I read, like Obukalu and Lamin Sane.
I don't think I'll know them.
So,
Sorry.
Mostly some, as a famous African theologian.
Okay. So that's how the book came about. But what's up with the title though? Because that is like, when I saw the title, I was also the picture as well. I was asking a lot of questions. I'm like, how did you even came about with the title as well?
So it meant to be a conversation starter.
Okay.
So once you see the title and you see the book, you cannot stop but having some questions.
Okay.
So I come from a religious background. My dad was a pastor for over 60 years. So I was raised in that fundamental Baptist background. So I've seen firsthand how religious people, especially in Haiti, use religion as a weapon, as a weapon of fear, as a weapon of control. So this is mostly what I talk about the book. You can be free from that control to really serve God or follow Christ. So.
Okay, no, I'm happy now because I think I was thinking about something totally different. But thank you for sharing that with me. So one of my question is, before we dive deep, in your view, how has religion, shaped, the immigrant identity, of Asian abroad?
Most people, especially Haitian, they carry their religion with them abroad. So just leaving Haiti and coming to the US does not change anything about their religiosity. Because people carry their religion with them. If they were Catholics, they're still Catholics. If they were Protestant, they still practice that. The thing is, they don't feel comfortable going to an American church. So they have their own church because they feel more at home. So first of all, it's not, they don't want to take that risk because they like to be comfortable in these settings. I think that's the problem with bringing your religion with you, because you don't leave yourself open to be challenged to anything else. Because what you knew at home, this is the same thing you're getting here.
It's totally different.
It's totally different. So You cannot be challenged if you don't step out
Mm-hmm.
or hear different voices.
Yeah. So do you think that the burden of religion kind of still follow people even though when they come here?
Oh,
And maybe
yes, a lot.
yes.
Just in Florida alone, there is over 1,200 Haitian churches.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So to tell you, this is really a religious group. But
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
there's nothing, what they were practicing at home is still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even when they see or they hear change,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but they can't because change is hard. You cannot just do that on a dime. Thing
Yeah, I
is
think
also
yeah.
uh, religious beliefs are the hardest to change. You take I heard I read a survey where it takes 20 years to change one belief about your spirituality. 20
20
years
years.
to change something that you
You know
thought you
about.
knew.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is hard because I come from a background. I'm Christian, but I was a Protestant. So back home, I'm from West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire. So that's how I grew up. My grandpa took me, my sister, and I to church. But then when I came here, I think I had that still that religious belief that it's only with the Protestant that I was gonna be feeling at home, and then that's all I know and all that. But I think over the years I started to open my mind into different things, and for me the most important was, as long as I feel at home in a church and people are welcoming and they talk about the Holy Spirit and all that, this is where I want to be, compared
Right.
to how I grew up. And again, come to what you said, it's really difficult. Mostly, I believe that if you're coming into a country where you need to adapt into certain things, I feel like it's gonna be difficult for you to change things all at once. So you might need to hold on into certain things and change slowly, don't you think?
That's right. But the problem is like social stuff you
Yeah.
can change.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh, what you used to do or in your country or in Haiti, for example,
Yeah.
uh, laws and rules
Mm-hmm.
can make you change.
Yes.
Like, let's say, like trash.
Yeah.
If you use, after you drink something, you just throw it on the street.
Mm-hmm.
But here, you know exactly that you cannot do that because there are
Exactly.
rules and regulations. But
Yeah.
religious beliefs is
Mhm.
completely different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So there is no rules and regulation for that. It's
Mhm.
what you believe in. You think it's true,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people cannot change your mind unless you step out
Mm-hmm.
and you want to hear something different,
Mm-hmm.
and you can compare and say, maybe I had it wrong. But most Haitian Protestants cannot do that. They won't step out. That's like the problem,
Yes.
and that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about the book.
Yeah, and I also feel like it's generational as well, right? Because if your parent have been in that same situation and belief, that's all you know.
Exactly.
So to admit that at some point your parent or your parent were wrong, that's hard.
That's hard.
I mean, for young people it might be easy, but for older adults, in their 40s and all that, it might be a bit difficult to believe that, oh, my mom and dad at some point were wrong, regarding their religious belief.
So my dad was already a pastor before I was born. So he
Mhm.
was in his 20s when he started pastoring a church.
Mhm.
So I grew up hearing him in his sermons about different pastors. So it took me years to realize after I come here and hear different perspectives and hear that, no, maybe he was wrong.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Maybe. So when I go back to one of his sermons or what he used to say, maybe he had it all wrong.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Mhm.
but I remember one day I went back home and
You told him,
I told
Daddy,
him,
you
I
were
said,
wrong.
hey, can you, what do you think about this? What Paul said in this?
Mhm.
So But the thing about my dad was that he was open to change. He was open to hearing new
mhm.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
but most older pastors would not do that.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. So my next question is, how do you see, the tension between, tradition and modernity play out among Asian immigrants when it comes to faith and culture? How do you see the tension play out?
So most people, or most Asian believe
Mm-hmm.
faith and culture are mutually exclusive.
Okay.
So you cannot, these two cannot, they don't go with each other.
They're supposed to go with each other, don't you think?
That's right. But Asian Protestants especially don't believe that
Mm-hmm,
those two are apart. Like they think culture is really bad. Culture is from the devil.
mm-hmm,
So even that's why we have this, what I call in the book, split level spirituality.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So in the book, I talk what they call it in Tanzania, riding two horses.
Okay.
So
You can't ride two horses.
that's right. So that's why you get pulled,
Yeah, yeah.
the culture get pulled in one side,
Mm-hmm.
and then your faith get pulled in from the other side, and then you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened to most Asian Protestants.
Mm-hmm.
So they are being pulled by what they are in their culture,
Mm-hmm.
but they pretend that's not who they are in their faith.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
really
tension.
hard.
It's really hard.
Hard to. Yeah.
So they cannot dance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they can go to the movies. So they can go to the parties because this is what they all do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But in private, they'll shake their body. They'll shake it when they hear that compa. They will hear it and then
So
they'll
that's
do it.
kind of like being hypocrite then,
Exactly.
because you're supposed to be true to yourself inside and outside, and there's nowhere in the Bible that where it says that dancing is wrong. David was dancing,
Exactly.
going crazy, ridiculing himself, to the Lord. So,
Take the drum, for example.
mm-hmm.
So most churches forbid the drums.
Okay.
But why? Because it's part of the culture.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But they play the guitar because that's Western.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I think mostly it's because most of these countries have been westernized through missionary enterprise.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So the missionaries be teaching them that their culture is wrong. Everything about their culture is
It's
bad.
wrong. Mm-hmm.
So you need to be westernized. So what the white missionary says, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm,
So that's what is good. So
So
your
if
clothes,
they say drum is wrong, then drum is
drum
wrong.
is wrong.
Mhm.
Then let's play the piano or let's play the guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Do you think that it's almost like a, for the people who are kind of understanding this, it's almost like a protest to say, you know what, we don't want to be, we don't want to be burdened by religion anymore. We kind of want to embrace the culture and the faith at the same time.
exactly, there's nothing wrong
Mm-hmm.
serving God or praising Him on the drums.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that? Because David has, when I read the Old Testament,
Mm-hmm.
they had all kind of instruments,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and but it says more about what you really believe, but not who God is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is what religion does to you, though.
Yeah, it's all about what you believe, and not what the Bible is actually, about.
But this is the essence of religion. This is one way to control people.
Mm-hmm.
So the pastor says, "Hey, you cannot wear earrings, or you cannot wear pants, or you cannot wear anything." So the pastors say, "Okay, because I'm an authority, God give me that authority, then all you have to do is comply."
Yeah.
But you cannot question that,
Yeah.
because if you question it, then hey, now you're complaining about God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people are very fearful about I think there's a little bit of misconception when it comes about, complaining and being frustrated and all that. And then I feel like sometimes when you're saying certain things, you feel guilty. So then you're not really embracing, God to his fullest. It is okay, to be frustrated, but I think it just depends at times. So what it in with I know there's a lot to say about the book, but what is one thing that's you want people to remember, when they kind of finish reading the book or even as they're starting reading the book?
So this book, I know from some feedback I get, is controversial because it's people. It's against their what they have been taught.
Yes, yes.
So there are people who actually have a conversation with me and getting change. But there are also people who said, "Hey, I've lost it." So, but still, what I wanted to come across is, okay, can we have a conversation? Right? Are you sure what you think about God is what God is? That's who He is, really. So most Haitians will serve God out of fear. Okay, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want Him to punish me. I'm going to serve Him.
Yeah.
So I cannot miss a church service. So a funny story, like some family members, like I called them. First question, if it was on a Sunday, did you go to church? Did you go to church today?
Yeah.
Sometimes I lie. No. Yes, I did, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I said no more. I'm not going to lie to you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Why I cannot miss the church? What if I'm not feeling well? So it's a burden, even if they cannot do it.
Because you don't want to feel judged, and again, there's that fear of the conception that you have that, ooh, if I miss church, I might go to hell, or people might judge me, or things like that. So you feel that fear. I remember that at some point when I was finishing my bachelor degree, I was working Saturday overnight. So then on Sunday, I'll be like super, super tired. But I will stop at the church, have a conversation with the pastor. But I'll go home, take a shower. So church was, I believe, at like 10 or 9 a.m. So that I will sleep a little bit. But because I was so tired, I will sleep off and then wake up at like noon. But I feel so guilty and bad because I'm like, "Ugh, I can miss church. I can't do that. But
Exactly.
I had a conversation with the Lord, and the Lord told me, it's okay for you to miss. As long as you do not forget about me, I'm okay with that. And you spend your time with me, I'm good. So that's how I was able to kind of take off that burden of me and being okay, not going into those moments, because it's not like I was partying or anything like that. I was just so tired. That's all. But I had a conversation with the Lord, and he was like, okay, as long as you don't forget about me, I'm good with you. But again, it's hard. People need to come to that realization. And I don't think not everyone will get to that point.
But this is what religion does to you. Religions, it's about rules. It's about control. It's about fear. But God has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with that.
So anything you do out of fear is
yeah,
useless.
yeah.
Let's say, for example, you cook. You have a husband, and okay, you cook for him out of fear.
Oh, because you don't want him to I don't want him to divorce me.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So that there's no life in that.
Yeah.
So everything, if we feel God, there's no worshiping, because you worship out of fear. God wants no part of that.
No, I don't think God wants part of that.
It's everything has to do out of love. But sometimes our picture of God is a God of judgment. He's a God of, hey, what are you doing? I'm waiting to strike you.
But to be honest, that's what even I was taught back home, going to church. I never knew God. I knew the God that punished, the God that, if you do something, it's gonna punish you and all that. I never knew, to be honest, until I moved here. I never knew the God that loves his children. You know, the God who is the only one who judge, but he will not judge you even when you make one mistake, because he's the God who's gonna give you chances after chances. I never
Exactly.
knew that God, you know, and even when I came here, I was still going, I still had that mindset of being a lot judgmental toward people who are not doing the way I was taught to do, you know. Until the
Exactly.
Holy Spirit also told me, you're not being loving toward other people. And I felt guilty. That was the point where the Holy Spirit really definitely changed things in me, and I saw people differently. Because up till now, even though I moved here, my mindset was still the same because of what I was taught, you know?
You summarize the whole book right there.
I think we need to have a tons of conversation with other people too.
Sure.
So what were some of the you say you received some feedback, right? So what were some of the feedback where you believe that, you know, people were a bit hesitant to change?
So, like I told you before, that religious beliefs are hard to change because
Yeah.
people have a habit of doing things, a habit of hearing certain sermon, a habit of church services.
Mm-hmm.
So, my dad was part of a big mission, over 500 churches.
Mm-hmm.
So, they have a board and everything. So, some of those pastors that I was sharing this with, because they've been doing this for like 20, 30,
60
60
plus
years,
years.
like with my dad.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, it's like I left, but okay, I'm not a Christian anymore. So
Yeah.
if I could write this, so I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Christian anymore. How
Yeah.
could you?
Yeah. When did this book came out?
Uh, in February this year.
Okay. 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 Have you had really good feedback compared to the bad ones, or is kind of like 50-50?
Actually, I was at a Haitian book fair in Miami
Uh-huh.
back in May. So it was very good. It was like a weekend.
Uh-huh.
So people came out, and I did an interview with
Uh-huh.
a radio station, and it was good.
Wow. That's nice. I think we need to have another interview here where we're gonna dive really, really deep,
Sure.
into the book, and kind of like, invite other people and see their point of view. Hopefully there won't be any fights, because it's not like a fear, but it's hard to realize that you were wrong all along. For someone to, kind of finish the book, it will definitely set you free about some of the things that you have been thinking about.
Yeah.
But to kind of admit that, if you don't have pride, we have pride, but if you're able to admit that, oh, I was wrong, not everyone might come to that term. It will be hard. You will be fighting with yourself. Be
Sure.
like, how dare he's talking?
So I have a friend from Nigeria and another good friend from Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to them about the book, and
Mm-hmm.
they said, "Oh, you could just take Haiti out and put Ghana." Because it's the same thing. So I'm not surprised, because
Mm-hmm.
most of those countries that have been westernized through missionary,
Mm-hmm.
there is no difference in their belief. Since Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
I had a quote in there. This guy said Haiti is more African than some countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not that far off.
Yeah. That's true. That's true too. I mean, we can take it out, and also I don't know about Africans. It might be because we were also colonized by French, so we speak French is our first language. So yeah, I think it could be the same too. Yeah, it can definitely be the same too.
Yeah.
Wow. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time, to do this. I believe there's one question that I have, Uh, so would you say that you grew up with you say your father was a pastor, you grew up with him, grew up in the religion, all that. Was there at one point where you started questioning the faith?
Not until I moved here in Minnesota.
Okay.
I was part of this church for the last 20 years where I really get challenged. What I thought I knew was completely wrong. And it was really an eye-opener. I said, wow. Okay, even I preached at my dad's church a few times. And I said, oh, wow, was I wrong? So, how could I?
How could you do this to the congregation?
I know, but that's what we knew at that time. So that's what, yeah.
So you came here. You say you it was eye opening and all that. So how did you navigate? Having all those questioning the faith and all that. Were you still praying at the time? How did you get your question answered? Because for someone who comes and sees that and like, oh, I'm all wrong. You're asking God why? Why didn't you tell me way at the beginning? I'm a drama queen. I think I will be like, why, God? Why? And how did you kind of navigate that?
I said it takes time.
Yeah.
And a lot of questions. So I like to ask questions. And I was part of this group that we meet to discuss sermons after church or after, like, during the week.
Okay.
So sometimes we discuss and have questions about what we heard on Sundays. And that was good for me to hear different point of views and compared to what I knew or what I was growing up. So
did you question God on your, alone time with Him during prayer? And were you kind of waiting on answers from Him, or mostly asking the question, having those discussions with other people were eight?
No, because I grew up with a fear of God. So my dad was really strict.
Okay.
So
you couldn't talk to God? So
I fear him, my dad, and then I end up fearing God also. So I thought, hey, God by me is like my father, because that's what I hear, to fear God, fear God. So I could not talk to him because, hey.
You fear him?
Because, hey, what if I ask the wrong questions?
Exactly. And then
so who am I to question God? And then I get strike.
Yeah.
So it took me years to know, God is not like that. From sermon to my church here, I learned that I could talk to God as I talk to anybody.
So how long do you think it took you to kind of like realize that you could actually talk to God?
Maybe the first 10 years, after 10 years that I moved here.
Oh, wow.
So because I was, even when I heard that every Sunday, I still didn't think, hey, I cannot say, hey, God, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Can we talk? I said, hey, because I knew it was like, from background, it was disrespectful to talk to God this way. But it's not. If I call it father, friend, so why is it different than talking to my friend?
Exactly. So do you think that talking to God was challenging, like you mentioned, but praying to God was easier?
Prayer is another thing because, again, for my background, so we used to have devotion every night.
Okay.
So my dad will have us pray. But he was criticizing the way we pray. So he tell me, what did you say? And then I could get spanked for that. So I hate praying then, especially in public. This is the last thing you will ask me to do. Like I am in church to pray because I know people would judge me. Hey, what did he say? Because that's what I grew up with. So then I was afraid to, hey, maybe I want to pray to God because I don't know what to say. It takes me time to learn. Say, hey, you can say prayer is not like a official thing that you do. It's a conversation you can do every day while you drive, while you're eating, while you do anything, any task. The prayer is just like that. So it's just a conversation. So, but most people think they cannot talk to God that is not praying. Praying is not something like you have a posture, like you're supposed to kneel down or supposed to do. I mean, there are times for that.
There are times for that, for sure.
So you can
even be in your bed and talk to him.
Yeah. But
so do you think there's hope for I would say people in general, or African people in general? Is there hope for us to kind of change our mindsets when it comes to the religion and kind of take off the burden? Is there hope?
See, the one thing between that hope is the person and God. The thing is, our view of God determines our relationship with Him. So the picture we get in our mind when we talk about God, this is to the extent that our relationship with Him. So if we view God as a stern judge, so we're going to see our religion as a judgment. Yeah. Hell, heaven, hell, heaven. This is what type of relation. You're just doing what you do, not to go to hell. But this is what religion is.
But at the end of the day, you might go there.
Yeah.
Because you're wasting your time. I think
I think there is hope.
Exactly.
But for that hope to come to pass, we need to let us all be challenged. Hear different people talk.
And accept change.
Take one Sunday, skip your church, go to a different church. Go to like an African American church, go to a white church in the suburb. Like. Just take a chance. People don't take a chance, just go there. Hear some, even for one time, just go.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, as long as we accept change, there is hope. But even changing that mindset is between a believer and God.
Yes, because we cannot change ourselves. Otherwise, the world will be a better place.
Yes.
But we have to let go of some stuff. So let God be challenges to, hey, just relax.
Do you talk to God now?
Yes, I do.
To him, you say, what's up?
Yes, I talk to him anytime as I was talking to you now. But even funnier, I think God can laugh with me. So
yes, I think it can be very funny too sometimes. Wow, that's amazing. I feel, as we're having the conversation, I feel, yes, I had that mindset too, like I've shared too. And for me, what I realized is what you said is, you mentioning about your father and having that fear of God. I think I also, at times, I had some trust issue with my father, for example. And it was hard for me because I think I had that expectation. I put that expectation toward God too. And for a time, I can hear people say, trust the Lord. But for me, it was hard because we call Lord our Father. So if He's our Father and then my father, hasn't been, I'm not going to say trustworthy, but there's certain thing that He mentioned, but He didn't do. So I think that's untrustworthiness also was in my mind when I was speaking to God, because I had that in my heart. I'm like, is the Lord going to disappoint me? Because my father disappointed me, and we said the Lord is our Father.
Exactly.
So that's how my my brain was functioning. But I know the Lord is totally different.
I'm not surprised, but most people cannot do that switch because whatever image or whatever viewpoint their father or their upbringing.
It takes time, like you said.
Yes, but it's they project that into God.
Yeah.
So if so God could be disappointing, not answering prayer.
Yeah.
And here you are absent.
Exactly. So, and you pray and then you don't.
You just pray
for the sake of praying.
Just for the sake of praying, but
you don't.
You're not expecting anything.
Exactly. We'll have you here again because we need to dive deep into every single chapter Tell
Oh,
us
I love
more
to.
of that.
This is my favorite subject.
I think it has become my favorite subject too. I want to know more because I see that burden on me before, and I see how I was transformed and how my faith has changed because He totally switched everything for me. And I think my relationship with the Lord has become much better because that burden was off my back,
Right.
and that burden of religion too.
So I talked to the guy in Miami when I was down there.
Mm-hmm.
So from what I get from our conversation,
Mm-hmm.
not even not only he thought that God was a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
but God was only a Protestant because most Haitians don't consider Catholics Christian.
Okay.
So they're going to hell. That's for sure.
Mm.
So God is only a Protestant. So if you're not a Protestant doing your religion his way, so you are out.
Yeah.
So that's that's how people are hardest to change.
Yeah.
Because
Wow,
it's only their
hard.
way. If you don't go to their church, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's hard. Wow. Wow. Well, thank you for being here. We definitely gonna have another. We're gonna have you here again, and we're gonna dive deep into the book. Definitely.
sure, it's a pleasure for me to be here with you.
But thank you for taking the time, and thank you for being here as well. So, hi guys, thank you for listening. And again, this was the Voice of Immigrant with Wilson, and we dive deep into his book, The Burden of Religion in Haiti, A Call for Revolution. Wow, this book is really something, but is calling people to change their ways, the way how they see God. So tuning in, we're gonna have him again another time, and we're gonna dive deep into the book. Thank you again for joining us today, and you guys have a good weekend. Bye bye.